Please note that this content is for educational purposes and for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. More details available in the description box.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we're doing a follow-up on the episode that we did yesterday, which was a live stream, because we want to now watch the body cam footage and some of the police video interviews that were shared in a preliminary hearing of Dee Warner. Yesterday we found out, I just want to see if my microphone can go a little bit louder for you guys, so just hold on one second. I think it should be better like that. Yesterday we found out that Dee Warner's son was arrested. So that would be Dee Warner's stepson. If you don't know anything about this case, I really hope that you will check out the playlist that's in the description box for you. And you could also just check out yesterday's episode to see, you know, what the news was. Because I think most of us that are here today will know a little bit about this case, right? So what we're looking at is the husband of Dee Warner. We're watching his initial reaction to when police spoke to him. That's what we're gonna be looking at. And then a few days later as well. And as I say, I pulled this from the preliminary hearing, which happened in June of 2024. And that was before Dee Warner's body was found. So this was a no-body case, which is difficult then, obviously, for the state, but yet they felt confident in their case. And then in August of 2024, after the preliminary hearing, and the judge decided, yes, there's enough to go to trial, they actually found her remains on Dee Warner's property in an anhydrous ammonia tank, which, oh my goodness, that was a shock, but you know, and it's very sad, but thankfully they found her body. Okay, so please like and share so others know that we are live right now. The footage that I have is, I'm just getting the chat going here. Nicona Hoskins, welcome. If anyone's joining membership today as well, please check out the members only playlist. We recently had a members only live stream, and maybe you want to check that out and some of the others as well. So let me just show you what we're looking at quickly here. Hold on one second. There we go. I'm going to make it nice and big like this. You can see the date on top. And as I say, disclaimer, this is not all the body cam and police video interviews. It's just from the preliminary hearing from June of 2024, right? But, oh, we're going to bring your snarky pants because we're going to snark, okay? Because this husband has been charged with the murder of Dee Warner. And I did put a pinned comment on yesterday's live stream updating you guys that Dee's brother actually shared on a Dateline NBC episode that she died from strangulation, because up to this point, I couldn't remember if we knew about it or not, you know? So, okay. So let's get this going. Let me put the sound on for us and move myself over here. This would be on April 25th of 2021, as soon as the police are getting to the home. Okay, so here we go.
Contact emergency at Winfield Park. There'll be a full screen forehead at the east end of the park near the restroom with a Shannon Aldridge reference that domestic assault that occurred yesterday. I haven't had one.
Hello. Okay, now we get into Dee Warner. This would be the following morning after Dee was last seen. It's the following morning. They're speaking to the husband, right?
Are you Dale? Excellent. I am Deputy All from Lenawee County Sheriff's Office. How are you, sir? Oh, I appreciate that. Thank God. All right, so I hear your wife is missing?
Well, I don't know if she's missing or if she just left, so.
Okay.
She had an altercation with one of our employees, and two of them. Yesterday, I came home last night she was really upset. She was talking a lot of bad things as far as employees. The one employee decided to quit. She was going to talk about killing herself and taking off and leaving.
Okay.
But she had COVID 2-3 weeks ago. She just got over COVID like a week or so ago. And she ain't acting right since. Her glands are swelled up. She's like got an infection. And she's got migraines. And last night she's coming down with a real bad migraine.
Dude, can you believe this guy? Like the amount of excuses he's already just given. Wow, she had an altercation with one of the employees. She may have just left. She may not be missing. She had COVID. She had a migraine. What? Oh my goodness.
So she's got some migraine pills in there that she takes. She took quite a few of those, and then she finally basically passed out on the couch, went to sleep, and got her calmed down. And I thought, that was close to midnight when she finally went to sleep. I said, I got to go to bed, man, so I got to get up in the morning.
Right.
So she was sleeping on the couch, and then this morning around 6 o'clock, I got up, and, she was snoring away. I was going to wake her up and tell she was, been up all night.
Right.
And I went out all night. So then I went out and got my chemicals and got the sprayer loaded up and went to spray the batch. And I texted her and she didn't answer, so I figured, well, she's still sleeping. She's not answering. So then I loaded up another batch and I went back up by on, sit down spraying. And then Raquel called me, her daughter, Stephanie called me and said Raquel called her, she can't find her mom. And I said, well, she's at the house. She's in there laying on the couch. Excuse me, so she couldn't find her, and then I called Raquel, and I says, your mom's not there? She was just there, when I was there an hour or two ago. She said, no, she's not here. And I says, well, I'll be done spraying here shortly, and I'll be back. So
I'm going to put myself on this side. I hope that you guys can, or I can leave myself here and actually make this just a little bit smaller like that. Yeah, that's going to be better. Okay, here we go.
Half an hour, 45 minutes later, I got back here and I went in the house and she was gone. And I walked around in the house, went in the bathroom. Well, her hair curler's gone, her hair dryer's gone, her makeup bag's gone, and she has a go bag packed all the time. I mean, this isn't the first time she's left. Usually she takes off and goes to her son's house and stays for a day or so in Iraq.
Pentecost.
Yeah, you talk to Zach. Yeah. Usually she gets all pissed off and takes off and goes over there for a day. This time the difference is she ain't answering anymore.
Right.
And when she said her mom wasn't here, I went in and seen all that stuff going. I wasn't real concerned because she does it all the time. She goes over to Zach's house and stays. So she'll cool off and she'll come back home. Well, nobody get hold of her. When Zach
I do apologize if my sound is a little bit weird. I actually don't know why it's like that today. But yes, we'll try to bear with it for now, because now I'm live. I can't do anything about it right now. So I just want to reply to this where Stefan says, a go bag. Yeah, this is allegedly a domestic violence case. A go bag? She probably did have a go bag to get away from him, allegedly. So him bringing that up is just like, wow, oh, she's gone before. Wow.
I came here, I says, she's at your house. I know she is. You're just telling me the story. You're covered for it.
Say that. Yeah,
covered for it. And he says he's not. Well, I wasn't real convinced of it for a while. I am now, because, but nobody can get a hold of her, so. But she didn't take her vehicle. She accused me of taking the key last night. Well, I said, you were home before I was. How could I take your key?
Sure.
But I think it was because of the migraine. She gets to where she can't see and she can't talk.
He says, how can I take your key? You were home before I was. I think he may have taken her key. Maybe she did want to leave, right? Oh, my word.
It gets so bad. And I don't know. But then she's gone. She took all her bags. So somebody picked her up. So she's with someone somewhere.
Okay. Do you know of anybody who...
I don't. They called everybody that... like I said, I figured she was with Zach with her son.
Right.
I don't know what else to do other than wait a day or so and see what she shows up.
If you say
I don't want to get everybody all fired up. The kids are all fired up and call police. This isn't the first time she's done this, guys. The first thing is she's not communicating with anybody.
Right.
But the only thing that's really strange, too, is this time she put her wedding ring in my desk.
That's the moment I was talking about yesterday, where he's like pulling a Chris Watts, like, oh my word, look at that. I have her wedding ring right here. You're walking around with a ring that's between $30,000 and $50,000 just in your pocket. Just walking around the property with it. What?
Yeah, she's never done that before.
Yeah, that is odd.
So she set this on my desk in the office, and she went in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just puzzled.
Well, I understand.
You know, I'm concerned because my daughter's wondering what the hell's going on. And I'm just going to tell her, you know, Mom's working things out. She's frustrated. So.
Right. And her kids were insinuating that she normally has never left without your guys' daughter.
Yeah, that's the other strange thing is our daughter went over to my brother's. He's got daughters close to her age. She went over there last night and stayed. And I don't know, it's really weird.
Yeah,
but I mean, I would think something was up, but she took her stuff. So I mean, it's not like somebody forced her to go anywhere.
Sure.
I mean, she took her clothes and took her, you know, her curling iron and that stuff. So
And do you guys have any like farm trucks or anything like that? She would have been pissed off, jumped in, taken.
No, everything's here. You know, there's 15 semis out back, and everything's here.
Okay.
The employee that she has on vacation with, he was never here today. He was going to come clean his truck up. He never showed up. And the other one was here this morning and took a load of lime, but he was up. He left here at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3, and he just got back a few hours ago.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, it ain't nothing was down.
Right.
I mean, she's had altercations with quite a few people. I mean, she's pretty wired, if you know my wife.
I don't know, but
she's in your face and tell you how it is. I mean,
right. Yeah, I get that. And these kinds of things happen quite often.
I mean, I told him I didn't want to call anybody. I was going to come into the office in the morning. Call you. I guess you can't come to the office and not get here. Can you go to the office?
You can go to the front lobby. That's about it. Yeah.
I mean,
it
you don't
is.
get everybody all fired up and then she shows up a day or two later.
No, yeah. I mean,
You look like an asshole.
Yep.
You know, get everybody fired up.
Yep,
She'll be pissed. She'll be pissed that you called the police.
Right.
So,
do you know how much cash she normally carries in her purse?
a lot.
A lot. Because the one son had said that he's on her bank statements or something, and he checked, and she said no activity.
Well, she usually has a lot of cash. She carries a lot of cash.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Until another day goes by.
Right.
I'm concerned, but I'm not, you know, alarmed yet.
Right.
Like tomorrow night, we ain't heard nothing. Well, yeah, we need to start
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's one thing to be wife to be pissed off and take off.
Well, you know, we got
it.
3 different businesses here, so the tensions are high all the time.
Sure.
And arguments all the time.
Sure.
When you're married, you're
Yeah, well, that's the goddamn truth.
We got 9 kids, and when I was young, it's been a challenge.
No, I can imagine that. Absolutely. So, we tried pinging her cell phone. Nothing. The last thing was home here, and that was at 7-something in the morning. So, I'm not sure. She clearly doesn't have a phone working. Is she a person who's normally keeps her phone on her hip, or is she pretty
Never without it.
never without it?
But I told the other kids she's got a second phone, but she doesn't let anybody know she's got another phone.
Do you have a phone number?
No, it's a secret phone that she doesn't know that I know she has it. But
Why would she have it?
I have no idea. I haven't confronted her about it because I didn't want the confrontation. But I know she has another phone.
Okay. Well, that might be an important chunk of information there.
So she calls. I mean, she got another phone. She calls somebody on that phone, I'm sure.
Okay.
And the reason I know she has another phone is when we were in Florida, she tried telling me it was my daughter's phone. I didn't say nothing. It was my vacation. I wasn't going to get it to her.
That's my,
It's whatever. It's my daughter's phone. It wasn't. So I was let it go. But originally, we went to Mexico. It's been quite a while ago. And she had 2 phones in her bag when we was unpacking her room. And she said, "Oh, that phone was in the room. That was in the room with somebody else. I'll take it down the front desk and turn it in." But I just let it go. You got to choose your battle.
Had to work at that 100%.
There's a lot of other little things, but I mean, if she don't show up, I'm going to start digging and figure them out.
Right, absolutely. And I'd say, I mean, it's only been
Well, I mean, it's only been
13 hours since you saw her?
Yeah, well, the cell phone thing, 12 hours since 7 o'clock now.
Right. So I would definitely say, though, if by tomorrow morning we still have nothing on her, I'd be digging through paperwork trying to see if you can find anything where the cell phone would be. If she has a different one that she's keeping on her, and we can ping that, that'll give us the location.
She's got her car, she parks her car locked, so I mean, she's very, very secretive what she's doing.
Fair enough.
I don't know everything you're doing, but you can't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to do. Well, I appreciate it, sir. I'll get out of your hair. At this point, I got really nothing to go off of. Just wait it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't want to get all excited yet.
Sure. Right.
A couple more days go by, and I'll see that.
Yeah.
Figure something out.
Right. Absolutely. So,
I mean, the way she left, she doesn't want anybody to know where she's at. So I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, she knows what she's doing because we can't find her. So.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, absolutely get that. All right, I will. I'll clear out of here, and if she does show up, please give us a call.
Okay. You got a card?
Yes, I'll give her that. If for whatever reason she shows up and she comes back, she's fine. Right, just call into Central Dispatch. They'll let me know, and that way. Yep. So, all right.
You related to Matt Hall or?
Matt Hall? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. He's my cousin.
Okay. And Marty, Marty then.
Yeah. All those guys.
So who's your parents then?
Mike and Lisa.
Lisa. So how are they related to Gary then?
To
Matt's dad. That would be.
Then we might be talking about a different side here.
I'm talking Matt Hall.
I got a cousin, Matt Hall, from like the St. Creek area.
Okay, this one's right from around Hanson area.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, sorry. There's a ton of us, brother Hall. Yeah, there's plenty. So I appreciate it.
Okay, can you all hear me now? How about that, huh? I was there watching with you. Can you believe it? If that didn't get you snarking, we have more to watch. The total footage we have for today is 1 hour and 25 minutes and 36 seconds, and we've only watched 12 minutes. And already, I just can't believe the amount of excuses he's just given, amount of reasons as to why his wife might be missing. And saying, oh, she's probably not missing, she probably left. And just everything that he's saying, the way that he's trying to build rapport with his police officer, everything that he's doing. Can you believe it? Like, it's the next day, the day after Dee was last seen, meaning he allegedly strangled her the night before. That was the night she told family and friends that she was going to tell him that she wants a divorce. Wow. So, okay, let's continue. Don't worry. I'll be on the screen. There was a lot happening behind the scenes here, okay, to get this very naughty microphone behaving.
Thursday, so it was been Sunday morning, last year, Sunday morning, 6 a.m. probably. So let's go back to.
Okay, so this is now the 29th of April of 2021, and so that would be 4 days later. The police again are speaking to Dale Warner. So, yeah, he's got his very ripe bananas sitting right in front of him. Bananas, as you guys would say, right? And so let's see what he says here. I added some captions to make it easier for us. I hope it helps. And also, closed captioning is available on the live stream too.
Saturday morning, we just started that on Saturday morning. You're shaking your head, yeah. You asked me what I did Saturday morning?
Yeah, it's, I know what we did Saturday morning because I had my son and Ivan was with me. They got here.
Well, I'm going to try to find out. So you wake up Saturday morning, are you both in bed, or you remember that one? Was she out or no?
No, we're both in Saturday morning. As far as I can remember, yeah, we were both in bed.
All right.
I got up and
roughly what time do you get up?
I usually get up about 6 or 7.
So that's been standard that is.
Yeah, I get up.
Okay. And you slept together, you question mark, you believe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were. So,
okay. All right. And you get up, and she said he's in bed. She was like, yeah, She's a little slower than yours.
She stays in bed. She don't get up in the morning.
What roughly would have been her time?
Well, she had to have I thought she had to have my daughter to soccer game at 9, but it turned out it was 11. So I imagine she probably got up around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
We'll try to stay in order then, so I'll try.
But that would be probably a question for Raquel, because she probably called and text back and forth Raquel, so whenever you see a text message in the morning, you know she was off.
Okay. And they are getting that stuff right now, you know, from your, as well, if the text was on there, they get that from yours right now. So 6 a.m. roughly you up on Saturday, 8:30 roughly her. So after 6, what do you do?
After 6?
Yeah. We'll try to run it in order the best to you.
I'm trying to think. I'd have to go out and look at the time card to see when Jared and my son got here, because we've got stuff around that we went over to put tile in.
I see Courtroom Confidential is in chat. Welcome. I'm going to be on Courtroom Confidential tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, the 5th of March of 2024. So you can look out for me there.
Saturday morning.
So you're on the farm, and until you drive there, you believe you're here until you go to the farm.
Well, we had, I'm trying to think, we moved all the machinery over there Friday night. It seems like Dee brought us back. If I'm on the right day, it seems like Dee brought us back pizza from Basil Boys on Friday night. We were over putting tile in on Tipton Highway. If you go down Tipton Highway, you see the tile, and that's in the mini centers built. We were there late till about 9 or 10 foot tile in.
Friday time.
Tipton. Right. I mean, my son was a big time. The time cards would show that we're there putting tile in, and we wanted to finish up. We had a roll left to finish up because we're trying to get in because it was talking rain. So we went over there that morning, and that's where we were, that was Saturday morning.
Okay, so you get stuff on here, and then you go over that, that's what you think you're next.
Right, we had to get batteries and stuff for the sawzall, the drills, and gear, tile.
Just a reminder that this is from court footage, so the sound isn't the best. That's why we need the captions a little bit. And it's not always 100% accurate, but it definitely helps to understand what the hell is going on and what cuck is this guy talking now, right? Making up timelines and all sorts of things. Now we know that, well, he's accused of hiding Dee's body in an anhydrous ammonia tank 4 miles from their house in like a barn, right? Oh my goodness.
Couplers and tape and stuff we took from here.
Roughly what time do you think you left here to go to Tipton?
I think it was around 8. I'm just trying to think if there's any breakdowns or major problems. It was Saturday, so all the trucks were here. The mechanics were working on the trucks.
And you actually, I'm sorry, what son did you go with, or are these separate vehicles, but at least he's kind of over there too, or not? Or not, was he not with you?
You know what, it was Jaron, the one that was in here. That was Jaron.
I never heard of
Yeah, Jaron.
Okay.
Jaron was with me, and then Brian, my son-in-law, came over. Ivan wasn't here. Ivan had to took a semi-load. He drove for Todd on Saturday. He had to take a load. So Ivan was with me Friday night. And he brought us back pizza and food at the field. And then we all came back here and had some more in the house when we got back. And then Saturday, we got up. Ivan had to drive for Todd. He had to haul, I don't know, some feed or something to an elevator. So Jaron and I went over there. We started to put tile in. Brian, did I go spray? Fuck, I can't remember if I sprayed it. I have to look in my logbook. I might have sprayed load off first and Saturday morning.
What would that have been in between?
But we were tiling, regardless of what I did before I got, if I was in a sprayer or if I was tiling. We were at the field tiling when Dee took Angelina to the soccer game, and that's when she called me, and that's when I was aware of there was an argument with Terry. Did I lose you? I mean,
you actually did. So, if you sprayed on Saturday,
it would have been. I can't. Yeah, it would be before the tile.
I'm gonna put spray question mark before that.
Yeah, because I mean, I jumped in.
What field did you hit then?
My log thing is having a sprayer.
Okay.
I mean,
okay, no,
that's
we're gonna take that.
We fall back on a crutch when we got all these sprayers. They got all these computers in them. When you forget what you've done, you go punch them.
So April 25th of 2021 was a Sunday. So Dee Warner was seen last on Saturday, when she was at home with Dale, and she was ready to tell him that she wanted a divorce. How sad is that? That what he's accused of is strangling her after her telling him that she wants a divorce. Oh my word. So yeah, this interview is from the 29th of April of 2021. And they're referring the whole time when they talk about Saturday and Sunday, they're talking about the 24th of April of 2021, which was a Saturday, and the 25th was a Sunday.
Computer that tells you when was there and what you did, so.
So spray passively out.
I remember if I sprayed first and then we went to the field and put tile in. But anyways, we're over tiling.
So June, you tipped the highway tiling with the 8 o'clock.
With Brian.
Yep, Brian.
And then roughly I can't remember, I called Dee or she called me, I called her before 9, asked her if she was at the game and how the game was going. And she said, no, the game is at 11, it's not at, I thought she told me 9 or 10. So I called her early and she hadn't left home yet. And I said, okay, well call me, let me know how the game's going, because she was giving me a field trip and I wasn't going to my daughter's soccer game. So, and then roughly, it was like, probably 11:30 because the game was going on, and she called me and she says, are you by yourself? And I says, no, I'm putting tile with your and Brian. Well, get by yourself. And that's when she said, well, how did she word it? Why are you telling the help that I'm taking Xanax or something like that? And I was like floored. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're telling the help that I'm taking Xanax? I says, no, I'm not telling the help that you're taking anything. And you told Terry this, and I says, no, I did not. I haven't talked to Terry in like a month, because he's one of the drivers. He rolls in Friday night late, or Saturday, I don't see him. So, but just before, Friday is the day that she got into it with Terry. I didn't know this until then. So anyways, that's when she says, you told Terry this. I said, I did not, Dee. I don't know why you're all upset because of what Terry.
It's unbelievable how much he talks. Like how chilled he is. Look at him. He's like sitting back. He's telling all these stories. I mean, at this point, his wife was reported missing. So it's a missing persons case. And he's just so relaxed, talking about and bringing up a lot about a fight they had, arguments they had, which is a huge red flag, I'm sure, to police at the time as well, right? Please like and share so others know that we are live with this right now. And welcome to everyone only joining now. I hope that you watch yesterday's live stream so that you don't feel lost, okay? Everything is linked in the description box for you.
He knows on his own time, it's his business, just drop it. And that's when she says, well, I'm all done. We're fucking selling everything. We're done. And she hung up the phone, and I had no more contact with her the rest of the day. I tried calling her several times, and she wouldn't answer phones. And she went over to her daughter Amber's.
All done. We're selling everything.
Yeah, and I was dumbfounded. I walked back, and we just finished putting tile in, and I was just dumbfounded. I didn't say nothing to the boys. I'm thinking, what the hell drew her to say we're selling everything? And I'm thinking,
and it's still about that 11:30 phone call that you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, because she was still at the soccer game with LCS.
Yep.
So she said that, and I didn't talk to her the rest of the day because she wouldn't answer her phone. And then I came home. I'm trying to remember what time that I got home. I think it was roughly about 8 o'clock. We'd have to go out and look at the boys' time cards.
Yeah, the police said he got home around 8 or 8:30 that night of the 24th of April of 2021. Can you believe that in April of 2021 is when Dee Warner was last seen? So eventually Dale was charged with her murder even though they hadn't found her body. And then they have a preliminary hearing in June of 2024. They decide there's enough to go to trial even without finding her body. And then in August they actually found her body. I mean, it's just like, wow, this case just tells you, it teaches us never ever give up. Right? Because it just felt like, what if they never find her? Shame, but they did.
Punched out when we got back home. So that was
so you're tiling all the way through to 8 o'clock roughly, so the farm where I went wrong on that.
I'm trying to think, where did we go after that? We got the tile. I think we were over the tile all the time.
Okay.
So we came back here.
I think you said roughly 8:30 or something, or 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if we need a definite time, we can find the time card from the boys, and that would be when we got back.
So roughly 8:30 here, then just roughly.
Yeah, roughly 8 o'clock. I'd say 8 o'clock.
Okay.
8:30.
8 o'clock.
I got back
Saturday
here.
home. Okay.
Yep, I got back here. I went
with you as well at that point? Did you come home or no?
Yeah, they came back here. I'm trying to remember what the hell we did.
Interesting. Now, with new ears, we're listening to this together for the first time, whether you've watched it before or not, right? We're watching this together for the first time, and which comes from the preliminary hearing. Oh, he's talking about his son. His son was arrested yesterday and charged with tampering with evidence and accessory after the fact. He has bonded out. So he had a $125,000 bond. He posted bond, and he's due back in court on March 10th of 2025. The son, Jaron.
He spread some fertilizer. I mean, like I said, I mean, if we need definite time and stuff, we have to look in the computer and see where we're at for sure. Right. Because I mean, it's hard to remember what I did 2 days ago.
Well, you're doing better than me. So you get back Saturday,
she's in the house.
Okay.
I come to the house. First I got here and I went out and seen Evangeline did her chicken chores, which they weren't done. So I came up and got her and went out and did the chicken chores.
She don't know the chicken.
No, you don't tell her that. So, her chores weren't done, so I came in and got her. And Dee was over here sitting in the chair. I could tell she was all upset. Her face was red and all propped up. She's been crying. She didn't say nothing to me. I said, I'm taking Angelina out to do chores. And she said, okay, that's fine. I took Angelina out. We did the chores. And we come back in. I said, Dee, I'm going to take Angelina. We're going to go over to the other farm and check the steers. Because my son was spreading fertilizer. He came back from town and he went to spread fertilizer. I think I went across the road and hit some ground. I mean,
after 8 p.m.?
No, before. We did tiling, and I think we both came back. He went to spread fertilizer, and I was in the tractor across the road here sitting. And I can't remember which frickin' day. I mean, it sounds like I didn't know what I was doing, but the more I talk about it, the more I can never remember what we're doing. But I know my son was spreading fertilizer that night because we went over to check the steers at the other farm because he didn't have time to do chores because he was in the dry spreader spreading fertilizer. So I came in and told Dee that I wanted to take Angelina with me to check the cattle over to the other farm.
So you tile, so now maybe you're done at 6 feet. How big of a field? How long did it take?
Well, we only had one roll of tile to put in, and it was sprinkling rain on and off, and then we ran out of tile and we quit. So, I mean, without looking at the time cards, like I said, I got well. If you want a definite, exact answer.
No, but I mean, it's rough now. No, wait a second. So the field, how long did it take you to till the field?
I didn't only do a few rounds. You can see over there, there wasn't much. It was getting late, so I just came over.
So maybe more like instead of 8 p.m. we get here.
Well, it was still about 8 when I got here. But I mean, for the time we was tiling until 8 p.m. here, there might have been some other things I was doing in between. Okay. I don't remember for sure. But
fit in the field across the street.
I think I did go over there and fit, but I know my son was spreading fertilizer because I came in and told her that we was going to go check the cattle at the other farm, and she says, no, you can't. Amy called, and Jenica's going to go over and play with Hazel. I'm like, well, was this planned? Because, you know, I was going to take her over here, and I ain't seen her all day. I didn't say this, but I'm thinking this myself. I didn't see you all day. Do you want to take my daughter with me over there? She said, no, she's coming to get her. So when he stayed here, I jumped in the truck and drove over to Tom's and checked the cattle out. Talked to him for a few minutes over there because he's having an auction of the birds.
Roughly time you had in Tom's?
Probably about 9, close to 9. Because when I got back here in town, it was from Northley. Okay. So when I got back,
where did roughly see you?
Northley Road. Okay. Like 2 miles straight. If you want 2 miles straight to watch it, it's that.
Okay. Roughly 9 o'clock rushing her. Yeah.
I know at this point the police are just trying to gather information because Dee's missing, but I'm pretty sure they're thinking, this guy's sus, right? Just based on their training, everything they know. I mean, the way that he's talking is just so chill. There's no concern. Do you see concern for Dee's well-being, for where she is? Everybody else was concerned. Everybody else was searching. This guy's chilled, right? Oh, my word.
You go there.
Check the cattle. Let her look them all if they need feed. Walked out, talked to Tom for a little bit. Because he's having an auction, like I say, on the 1st. And then I headed back here. I got back here, Angelina was gone because Amy came back in the meantime. I asked Dee, she just wanted something to eat because she was setting her all the staff. And I says, I got that hamburger thawed out in the fridge. I says, I'll make some burgers. What do you want to eat? No, I don't want anything. I don't feel like it. Terry quit today? And I said, no, I did not. Oh, I know what it was. I didn't get back. Scratch. Saturday, we got done tiling. Todd took me down to Finley to bring back the truck that was worked on. It's coming back. It might take a while.
Well, you are right. It's either, I know it was Finley or Fayette.
It was Finley. We went down to Finley and picked up the truck and brought back. So
now roughly what time is that?
I'm thinking I'm still back here about 8:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock is when I got back. All Finley. God, I think we left here around 3:30.
So, this guy. Healing Art said he's feeling very certain she'll never be found. He does seem quite confident about that, right? Snowman says he is talking too much and it feels off. Pernille says no urgency. Right? Yeah, Monica says nope, no concern, but he's talking non-stop. I mean, sure. He does remind me a bit of Brooks Hauk. Remember the Crystal Rogers case? If you've never checked it out, there's a playlist for you. Just the way that he talks about everything and all the farming activities and all of that, right? Wow.
Hour and a half down, hour and a half back.
Yeah, so your phone already said you were in Finley, okay. So I'm just trying to get
okay,
you.
Well, it's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Your mind, I'm just letting you go.
No, it's coming to me. So that's what.
4:30, Finley, 4:30.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, for what purpose?
We had a truck down there at the Peterbilt service and brought it back. So when I got in, I talked to Dee. She told me that Terry quit. She says, "You know that?" No, I did not know that. Even though I was riding with Terry's brother all the way down there, I was never told that Terry was fired. And then I got back. She said Terry quit. And I says, "Well, you know, that's all right. I don't want to fight with you, Dee, because I could see she was upset already." And she was insistent on trying to start a fight. She says, "You don't care about me, nobody cares about me, and what does it matter if I'm even here?" And I says, "Dee, you can't talk like that." And she kept saying the jabs, and we've been going to counseling, I ain't been there in a while, but...
No, he didn't. Now he's going down the route of she doesn't want to be alive anymore, you know. Oh, we've gone to victim blaming very quickly.
Craig was telling us how to de-escalate the things to say so you don't start a fight because, you know, she knows how to get me fired up and I know how to fire her up. And I was trying not to get to where we're both screaming at each other. There's nothing that is resolved when you're screaming at each other. And she was very mad because she was, after hindsight I look back, I think she was trying to get me mad so she could have a fight so that she could have a reason to leave that night. But she had the migraine. She got her medicine, and then she acted like, I gotta eat, because she was feeling sick. So she got up, came over here, and we had some, well, they probably threw them out. They've probably seen them burritos, breakfast burritos. She got 3 breakfast burritos Saturday sometime on the way home. So she got one of the breakfast burritos out, and I made some toast. She got one of the breakfast burritos and had warmed up, and we sat down over there and ate the breakfast burrito. And she kind of was getting calmed down. I thought, well, okay, she's calming down. This will be good. I says, lay on the floor. I'll rub your back. See if your headache goes away. She laid on the floor.
Roughly what time are you thinking this is?
I'm thinking this is around midnight, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So she...
Oh, no, 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 no. We've all heard about, if you know about the case, if you've been following with us, yeah, that he's told police he gave her a massage. Oh, to help her. Oh my goodness, and now what we know, what the accusations are, it's much, much worse than that.
Laying on the floor, but she took, I don't know, she was living there in the Midran, I don't know what the hell's in it, she took like 3 of them. I don't know, you guys got a better eye than
I hate taking pictures of it. Anyways, it's
Midran is where she takes her migraines.
okay.
And she took 3 of them, and I thought she was only supposed to take 1. But anyways, regardless. So she started calming down. I rubbed her back and shoulders. She started calming down. And she started getting where she was going to go to sleep. And I said, just go to sleep, honey. She's like, and then she started watching TV. And she kind of...
That was a little cringy. He's like, go to sleep, mommy. This guy, knowing that he allegedly strangled Dee Warner that night. That's what he's accused of. That's why he's been charged with murder. based on the investigation and everything he was doing afterwards. And then in August last year, finding her body. Oh my word. So everything that he's saying, like if you think about what he's really saying, because, you know, a lot of times, even though he's innocent till proven guilty, in interviews like this, they share half-truths. You know, that he's sort of telling the story, but also not. Like her being on the couch, then being on the floor, and then him giving her a massage. There could be part truth in that, but it's worse than that, right? And so being like, oh, but she took too many pills. Really? You're still victim blaming? Of course he is. Of course he is.
I dozed off, went to sleep. So then I picked her up, put her on the couch, tucked her in, went to bed. This was probably 2 o'clock. And then I got to bed.
I mean, she was just half-assed, unconsciously.
No,
or
she
you
was
actually completely grabbed her.
No, I didn't pick her. She helped. She was just, you know, if your kid's kind of asleep, you get them up there and help you enough to get to bed, drop over, and then you cover them up. So then she went to sleep and she was snoring away. I went into bed. When I got up, I come out and she was still, snoring hard enough. She was really sleeping.
Roughly 6 a.m. time.
Roughly 6. Yeah, she was sleeping on the couch. And, you know, so I went outside. I went out through this door. I got the loader, come around this way, and I looked in, she's still sleeping. And I got back to the loader, went around because I had to get some different chemicals. And of course,
He brought that front loader thing right up to that equipment, right up to the door, like to the stairs of the home. So him being like, yeah, but I brought that around. I don't know if he had somehow put her body in it and left again, or I don't know. But just weird activities with the equipment that morning as well, right? The next morning, which would be the 25th of April of 2021.
I was ready to go first thing, so I had to screw around. I thought the couple of people I seen on the cameras, we got the cameras up there. I got chemical out of the barn, went back loaded. I had 10 acres. Kyle, everybody? I called 2-3 times and he didn't call me back, so I don't know why.
And then I tried the efficiency people coming, so he did that.
But anyway, so I got loaded. I loaded a small 10-acre batch, sprayed Leroy Sealers, which is just right beside the golf course right here on 50. I pulled in, sprayed that. When I come back, and I was going to do burn down, so I had to rinse out quick. Then I had to have the forklift and I go up to the barn and get something out of the damn barn because I had to get the Voltrex bolt, one of the herbicides. I took down, put in, got loaded up. And I took off. I think I pulled, well, should be on camera. I pulled out one this way down, went up to on Brooks Road, and sprayed the 65-acre field there. The 100-acre batch when I left here, so I sprayed that one. And I went come back down all the way over to 50 and went into Brooklyn right here at Brooklyn Farm. Sprayed out there another 30 acres. And when I was spraying that 30 acres, and we wait.
Now, I mean, that's catching you. I'm still catching you too, but that's catching you.
Well, I sprayed that. I was up there spraying. There's 30 acres there, and in the middle of spraying that field, Stephanie called me. Our assistant works in the office. Yep. Stephanie called me in the house and said, "What's going on with Dee? He's not. We don't know where she's at." And I'm thinking, why is Stephanie calling me? How would Stephanie know Dee's not at the house when she's an employee? Why would she be here? So I'm thinking that, and Stephanie goes, "Well, she's not at the house." I says, "Okay." Raquel called me and said she can't find her. And I'm thinking, why didn't Raquel call me? Well, I hang up with Stephanie and I instantly called Raquel. Well, the third time.
Right, because that's what's sus. Is Dee's daughter calling, you know, one of the employees of Dee and Dale's business. He's like, that's weird. Why didn't they call me? I think it's obvious now in hindsight why.
I called her. Is when she finally answered the phone and says, it sounded like she's kind of upset. She says, "Where's my mom?" And I said, "She's sleeping on the couch." "Why?" And she says, "Well, she's not here. And both the vehicles are here." And I'm like, "I'm only about half an hour, 45 minutes, I'll be back." And I says, "Then I'll come in and we'll figure out what's going on." So when I got here, they were out in the office. I think they were looking at the security cameras to see if they could see anything. I came up, drove around, came in the house. I instantly went, you know, I walk in, I open the door, look, see if the car can grab it, which it was. And I walk through here and I walk back to the bedroom. And when I walk in the bedroom, I instantly see the 2 bags are on the floor gone. When I walk in the bathroom and I look in there and there's curling iron, hair dryer, and the makeup bags. Well, that's...
Okay, so closed captioning said grilling iron, curling iron. Because he said her bags were gone, the curling iron was gone. But wow, look at that. She left her wedding ring just like in the house on the side table there. Okay. No, I don't think so. Everybody that knew Dee said she wouldn't. She wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't just leave. And she also wouldn't leave her wedding ring behind.
It's a standard issue for her to go to Zach's house. So I'm not really that worried because she's at Zach's house. Well, then Zach shows up and he's telling me we can't find Mom. I'm thinking, you're lying, fucker, because she's at your house. We've been married all these years, and probably 100 times, that's where she's at, with Zach, or Amber. So I'm not really worried at this point. And then he's like, no, she's not. Well, by the third day, now I'm believing it, okay, that she's not there, because the whole time I'm thinking, you're lying to me, you know exactly where she's at. If you go by Zach's house on Pentecost, all the blinds and everything are closed now. They've never been closed since he moved into the place, so why? But,
and you know at this point too, there's no reason to dig over.
Oh my word, now he's saying that Dee's son is just so sus because, like, you know, all the blinds are closed and that's not normal. No, you're sus, dude. This is the sus one. But he's like, wow, things were very suspicious, that right? Monica B says, curling iron gone, he can't stop talking. Yeah, I do wonder where those items actually were. I don't know if they ever found them, right? Yeah, Pernille says, okay, now tell your story from the end to the beginning. Yeah, one more time, sir.
The calves, I mean, we're
right.
So he should be
right, and I'm like, okay, so now, like I said, the second, third day, I'm like, oh shit, well, yeah, maybe we don't know where she's at. So now, I mean,
excellent.
I'm completely puzzled, just like you guys are. I mean, nothing. Well, let me go back, because she was gone. I looked in there, the bags are gone, curling iron, that stuff. Then when Zach did get here, he come in, looked too. Everybody, even though somebody tells you they're gone, they're still gonna look. We go out to the office, and they're looking at the cameras. He's trying to get in the camera system and see if we can find out what's going on. And he walks through, and I walk through there too. But this time I walk through and I go over to my desk, which is in the middle part, our wedding ring is on my desk. So that's, with her not taking Angelina, which every time she's ever left and went to Zach's house, she's always took Angelina.
Right.
And this time she didn't take Angelina, and when I walked through the office, her ring is on my desk. That's what just, something is fucking wrong. Right?
Even on his desk. Wow, she put a ring on my desk. Wow. Southern Cali B says, can you please button your top button, sir? You're creeping me out. Yeah? Janet says, colonial. The curling iron gone. Dang. I mean, yeah, exactly. Sure.
And then somebody picked her up.
Yeah, a couple of things here.
You know what's so crazy is, like, you probably saw me, he says to them, you probably saw me on the cameras, you know, with all the spraying equipment and all these activities that he's just detailed for that day, that next day, right? But yet he's like, well, somebody picked her up, but none of the cameras saw that. She wasn't picked up. She didn't ever leave the house, right? Like, as in that she walked out, that she got picked up by someone else. No. So, yeah. Titanican says, unnecessary details that don't matter.
What cameras, how many cameras are here? Functioning and non-functioning?
They're all functioning, but the problem is the cameras were put in to watch the help and watch, make sure fuel wasn't being stolen and office stuff wasn't being stolen. There's nothing in here.
The one in the office is the one where the ring aspect, you know, is that one?
Well, that one isn't, it's in the main office where you walk in the doors. My office is basically the next was a lunchroom. I get pushed in the lunchroom, that's where my office is, but right there. So if you come in the door down by Todd's, where Todd's office is at the very end, there's no cameras in there. So if you come in the door and come in.
So she could have came in there, dropped off the ring, she'll not be on camera. So
Yeah.
about the vehicle, the Hummer, would that if they made the camera? So camera's not.
Well, the Hummer would have been on there if she went that way, but the Hummer come out and went this way, and the cameras in the shop don't reach out this far.
Okay. The Hummer.
Interesting how he knows that, hey? I mean, he would know where his cameras are facing, but that detail, especially in hindsight, it's interesting. Oh no, yeah, the cameras wouldn't have caught that. Oh really? You're sure busy with what the cameras would catch and wouldn't, huh?
You know,
she loved to drive, so I cut her off on driving the Hummer, and told her she couldn't drive it anymore.
And this is someone was saying it's basically been a month since she's moved that thing.
Since we got back from Florida.
Okay.
And I,
But then
well, I
this
put
is
it,
what she does?
well, she's drove the Hummer 2-3 times in the last few weeks because she's brought me food to the field with it. She'll drive the Hummer out in the field, so.
Gotcha.
But she hasn't been driving the Hummer because I had it in park with the camper. I parked it inside because I didn't want it outside.
So the Hummer
I drove behind the camper, and you know, it only gets like 5-6 miles a gallon. She used to drive it every freaking where. I'm like, Dee, stop driving it. Just drive it. Well, you know, the Volkswagen gets 50 miles a gallon, but she wouldn't be caught that.
No, I got you.
So I can see what she drives.
I get that, yeah.
But, you know, so I basically told her not to drive the Hummer anymore, so.
But then I think for whatever reason, but she wasn't taking anything to the field unless you're not, but you didn't really know why she got a Hummer, not that, or.
Well, I told you, I think it's because she figured, she knows I can track her, and that's why I did that and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if my device that I plugged into it was a diagnostic thing that also does the tracking.
Yeah.
My son-in-law had it, and he gave it to me because he bought a vehicle and had it in it, and it didn't work, so he gave it to me, and oh, cool. I put it in my pickup for a while, and it worked great. Diagnostic glow plugs weren't working and all that, so I pulled it out.
No, he was tracking a vehicle. According to the preliminary hearing, there was another guy that testified that used to work a bit for Dale and said that Dale had asked him to install a tracker on Dee's vehicle, you know, for diagnostic tests and all of that. But really, he was stalking her.
I stuck it in the Hummer, figured, because it was missing, making noise, figured it worked. When we put it in there, it wouldn't come online, it wouldn't work, so he was going in online to see if he could get it to work. And we forgot it was in there, so hell, it had been in there 6 months, and it wouldn't work or do anything. Well, she found it in there, and she said, oh my God, you've been tracking me all this time, even though it never worked.
He's like, even though it didn't work, yeah, sir, yet another red flag. So you were stalking her. Peniel's quoting, she knows I can track her. Yeah, lovely. And he wanted to know if Dee Warner was cheating on him. There were allegations that she was having an affair, but she wanted to leave. She was leaving him. And he was like, hell no. So yeah, he was tracking her, trying to prove that. He said that that night he told other people that they were fighting about finances and cheating. That's huge. All of this came out from the preliminary hearing as well, these new details, right? Which was last year.
Good, because now she thought I could follow her, find her.
With that being said, do either of them have anything on it now? So you think
Just
that
that's Blake. That's Blake. You can find that in
and
there.
that one,
I've never had it.
Alright, I guess would be really the reason for that? You don't, I mean, I'm sorry, the Hummer now going down there is what happened, just wanted to drag, or was there? The Hummer, when it was actually down there, so.
I think she was paranoid and thought there was still a tracker in it.
Okay, so you just want to keep that one?
Yeah, I think she knew that this one could be tracked. She went on this one, and then she pulled out, went down there, put the ring in my desk, went back out, and said, oh fuck, you can probably track this too, because he knows everywhere I go.
So in theory,
I'm talking off the cuff, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know any of this now.
So in theory, she could make a phone call, and we should get that on her, through her phone, whoever's going to pick her up, in theory.
No,
right?
because she's got another phone.
Let's go ahead and talk about that. How do you know that, or what makes
Well, how I know, well, when we went.
Yes, do tell how you know that Dee, your wife, has another phone. He's already talking about tracking her, so how do you know she's got another phone? Sure.
I went to Mexico, I can't tell you the date. I mean, I have to look back and find it. It's been a while ago. It's been almost 6 months to a year when we were in Mexico.
Okay.
We went down to Mexico. I just kind of blew it off because it wasn't worth the battle. When we went and checked into our room, we was unpacking. There was 2 phones in our suitcase, in her suitcase. And I got it out. Well, she had the suitcase open, I went in the other room, and I come back, there's 2 phones in her suitcase bag laying there. I said, where'd the other phone come from? Whose phone is that? Oh, it was in the room when we got here. I was gonna take it down to the office and turn it in. We're on vacation, I'm not gonna start an argument. No, it wasn't fucking in the room, but let it go. Then, when we get back, when the heck was that last time? I seen it in her car. It was in the center console. But she's got a phone, she's talking on, and they go in the car, and there's another one in here.
I'm sorry, what other one?
The phone in their car, yeah, I seen that just 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
What kind of phone was
It
it?
was an iPhone.
iPhone?
Yeah, Newer, it's a newer, it was at least a 10.
At least a 10?
Yeah, but it's a newer one. But it looked like, you know, one of the ones you get like at Walmart, on the track phones, the burn phones or whatever. It wasn't a one you got. Well,
iPhones look like iPhones.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like the case and stuff looked like it came from like a Walmart, like a track phone case. It wasn't the fancy.
Did you
Walmart has entered the chat, everyone. Okay.
have her discuss that with her? You know, I know you don't want to argue.
I wasn't going to bring up an argument.
Yeah.
It wasn't. At that point, it wasn't worth the argument because I already know the answer I'm going to get. It's not my phone.
Yeah. And all right.
And the other thing is she would just tell me that it was, you know, one of the other employees' phones or somebody else's phone. So I already knew the answer. It wasn't worth the battle. I mean, that's, you know, going to the counselor talking crazy. You got to learn to choose your battles. So I'm guessing that that other phone is who she was using to contact someone. And I don't know how we got today that.
Now, as you can see, there's obviously more, but we don't have that. They only showed some of these body cam snippets and police video interviews at this preliminary hearing. So that's what I made a compilation of what they showed over, it was part 1 and a part 2. I think it was over 2 days at the preliminary hearing. Okay, so that's what we have for now. I have made a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, but before the trial, I don't think they're going to release all that much. Sometimes in like Florida, they definitely release a lot more, but I'm not so sure about Michigan. So I have asked if I get any more, obviously I'll let you know. But for now, this is what we have. We're now 40 minutes in out of a 1 hour and 25-minute compilation of the footage from the preliminary hearing. And if you've never watched the preliminary hearing, it was over 4 days. It was on my presentation yesterday. It was in the beginning of May for 3 days, and then they paused, and then they carried on with day 4 later. So over 4 days of preliminary hearing where the judge decided, yes, there's enough to go to trial, right? So the trial is now set for September 2nd of 2025. I hope that that date sticks, you know, that's what it's set for now. And it's a long trial until I think they said October 14th or something like that. So it's a very long trial that is scheduled. And I mean, yeah, yesterday his son was also arrested, which that was huge news. So let's just watch what we can. Obviously, I think at the trial we'll see more. And if I get anything more before then, obviously I'll share it with you.
He called me all upset that she was done. We were putting time the night before I was putting time when she brought me to the field. It was Friday night, I think it was.
I'm having a hard time
in the field. Finished that field of tile for partridges. She was going to take Angel into the game. She wanted me to know if I was going to go, but I said, no, I got to get this done. So I was there putting the tile in. She took her to the game. And then when she called and said, we're done. I was confused, and she didn't talk to me the rest of the day. I think that day, Saturday, I think that's the day Todd and I went down to Perrysburg to pick a truck up and bring it back on Saturday. We brought the truck back home. And I think I was, I can't remember if I was spraying or spreading fertilizer, what else. No, I went over to Tom's and checked the cattle that night. I think Amy, that's the night Amy picked Angelina up and she went over there and stayed. Saturday night would be, oh yeah, that's the night that we were talking about what she meant by I'm done. And that's when I asked her what she wanted to do. If she just wanted to stay and watch the kids or what she wanted to do, and that's when she started getting the migraine. Well, she got some of her meds out of the cupboard, took them. She had an aches and she got, I think she said she got pizza or no subs or something, or breakfast burritos, I think it was, from the stand in Tecumseh that day. So I got them out of the cooler, warmed it up, had to eat. I
should have paid more attention to the date on this one. I did hear it at the time, but now I can't remember exactly when it was, and I want to get it right. If anyone knows, let me know. But this is obviously Dee Warner, and sitting right across from him is the lead detective from, it's Detective Sergeant Daniel Drewer. like Drewyor, of the Michigan State Police. So Drewer took over as the primary investigator when Michigan State Police assumed control of the case in August of 2022. So I think that this interview was in December of 2022. I think that's when this one was.
Down, had a movie in. I was sleeping in the living room. I got up the next morning, I think it was around 6 or a little before. Ran outside. What the hell I get? I think I got the Kubota around, I got some chemical on the barn, I got the JCB out. Pulled out so I could get the trash out of the building, I was loading the sprayer out. I went to spray the wheat, I sprayed wheat at Leroy's first, down the road, come back, I think I had to rinse out. I loaded up with herbicide for, I think it was burn down, it must have been burn down next, so loaded up Roundup 2,4-D, ammonium sulfate. I had it up back on instead. I sprayed Brooks. Then from Brooks I went to Brooklyn, to John Mitowski's. I think that's when Stephanie called me. That was in Brooklyn, I think, when Stephanie called me. I wanted to know where Dee was at. I said she's at home on the couch sleeping. And I was puzzled why Stephanie was calling me instead of Raquel, because she said Raquel called her looking for her mom. So I ended up with Stephanie and I tried calling Raquel. I think I called her three or four times before she answered. And she said they couldn't find mom. And I'm like, well, she's on the couch. I just left her probably an hour or two ago. She says, no, she's not here. And I said, okay, I won't spray her, but I'll be home in about half an hour. I'll be back. So that's when I finished spraying with the sprayer, come back.
Oh, my word is going on. If this is December 2022, remember that Dee went missing in April of 2021. So this investigation took a long time. So initially he was arrested in September of 2023. So if this is from December of 2022, oh my word, that's why he's so chilled there. I don't know if that's his attorney sitting there or not, I think so. But he was arrested in September of 2023 for contempt of court and he was sentenced to 93 days in jail. So they found a way to just put him behind bars while they executed more search warrants. Of course, they hadn't found Dee's body at that point, right? On November 21st of 2023, while he was in jail, he was arrested and charged with Dee Warner's murder. So when they got him kind of out the way, they were able to get more evidence that they needed to be able to charge him with Dee's murder, even though they hadn't found her body yet. And so so she went missing. She was last seen on April 24th of 2021. And then we saw some of the body cam from April 25th of 2021 and April 29th of 2021. That's what we watched so far. This interview is the one with Michigan State Police when they took over the case, which I think this timeline is December of 2022. And still, they couldn't arrest him. Do you know how frustrating that must have been for them? Oh my word. And then in September of 2023, he was charged with contempt of court because they told him you may not sell off all the assets. You can't just liquidate the businesses and sell off Dee's property. And he just went ahead and did that. He just started selling off all his stuff and the businesses and things like that, and transferring funds around. And they're like, yeah, no, we're going to arrest him for that. And then November 21st of 2023, finally, he was charged with Dee Warner's murder. But then that's still not the end of the story. November 2023, because in June of 2024 is this preliminary hearing. The judge decides, yes, there's enough to go forward with the trial. And then in August 17th of 2024, they found Dee's remains in an anhydrous ammonia tank on the property. And then on March 3rd of 2025, as in yesterday, that's what we were covering. That breaking news is that Dale's son was arrested. He's 28 years old. And he's been charged with tampering with evidence and accessory after the fact. So we don't know exactly what the details of that are. We can only imagine and speculate that maybe he helped with that tank somehow, either to weld it shut or to, I don't know, help put Dee's body in there. Or I don't know. I don't know exactly what he would have helped with. We'll have to wait and see if we do get more details, right? Pixie Dust, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I don't remember if I pulled the office or I pulled it behind. It seemed like I pulled it behind the house and went in the house. He wasn't there, and she was in the house anywhere. And I walked into the bedroom, looked around. That's when I noticed that her bags at the end of the bed were gone, and her makeup bag and stuff in the bathroom was gone. And I said, "Where are her bags are gone?" She said, "Zach's." I'm like, "No, Zach's here. She's not there." I'm like, "Are you sure?" She had to pick them up. She said, "No, the car's here." I said, "Well, I was here too." I said, "Well, Zach picked her up." No, I didn't. And then Raquel went in the bathroom, looked around, and she agreed with me, because she said, "Well, Mom's hairspray's gone off the counter." Well, hell, I wouldn't know which hairspray she had. Well, Raquel picked out, she took her hairspray. She didn't take Raquel's hairspray, because hers was on the counter. So then, I think I'm gonna pull out front to the office, and hindsight now, looking back, this is weirder than weird to me. Dee's been gone an hour to 2 hours, and the kids are here all in a panic, and she's left countless times. This is weird. And then Zach's in the office going through the security cameras, trying to figure out where's Mom's at. He wasn't going through the security cameras, he was deleting shit off the cameras because he picked his mom up and he wanted no track of them. That's
if I can, I'm sorry, cutting off on a tangent on me. I appreciate the information, but specifically the Saturday, can you describe the source of Dee's anger?
So this Saturday that they're talking about is April 24th of 2021, the last day that Dee Warner was ever seen alive. She was 52 years old, a mother of 5 children, her youngest being that she had with Dale. And ironically, the legal guardian of that little girl was Dale's son, who's just been arrested. So how traumatic is that for that little girl? She's 12 years old now.
What caused her to get upset that day? Can you talk to us about that?
I guess she got into it with Terry, one of our drivers, over something his girlfriend or his wife or his ex-wife or to-be ex-wife had done. I guess they had a big argument and he quit. And then she got into an argument with Todd that day over dispatching or Terry or who knows what else they were arguing over. He just said he called her out and said, "I know what you've been doing. You've been taking this money, I know you've been doing this." And I think when she'd been hanging, she couldn't hide it anymore.
There was, it's been told to us that you had informed the employees, however, that it happened, that she was taking Xanax and she didn't take kindly to that. Can you describe that to us?
I did what now?
So we were told that you had informed, whether it was Todd.
He's like, "I did what now?" Yeah, you told us a bunch of crap. Can you just reconfirm all that crap that you told us before? Thank you. Also making as if he's really victim blaming a lot, huh? And really offering a lot of other plausible scenarios in his mind. Everyone's looking at this guy. They spoke to him multiple times, of course, until he was arrested and charged with Dee's murder. So, but he's all, like he's trying to be so chilled, right? But when he's talking about her walking around, just fighting with everyone, fighting with this employee and fighting with that employee and saying that one quit. I think she fired an employee that day because one of her last text messages was to a friend or a work colleague and saying, you know, I think it was an employee actually. It was from that 48 Hours documentary saying that, how do I block this guy on our Facebook group because I've just fired him, right? So it's like, how do I block him? And that friend actually helped, or the colleague helped to block him, and that was the last they ever heard of Dee.
Terry or both of them that Dee was taking Xanax, and that was a portion of her being upset that day.
I've never told employees that she was taking Xanax or anything like that.
Okay. The way it was presented to us was, and I'm paraphrasing, Dale went behind her back and told employees she was taking Xanax, and that really hurt her because she didn't want people to know, essentially.
No, I never told them like that. They all knew we were going to see counselors. That was what I never told them that he was taking the Xanax or that stuff.
Okay. So outside of the phone call you had with her at the soccer game, can you go back to that? What happened from that?
I didn't talk to her the rest. She wouldn't answer. I tried calling her several times, but she wouldn't answer her phone. I just finished, I can't remember, we finished putting tile in. I can't remember if I went to the sprayer and sprayed more. But I know I had to take Todd down to, pretty sure that was the day I took Todd down to Perrysburg to get one of the trucks to bring back home. And I asked Todd on the way, and he said, yeah, him and Dee got into it, but he didn't really say much. Other than I called her out, and, Terry quit today. Great, Terry quit. Now what the hell am I going to do? My best driver's coming.
What was your instinct then? Do you think this was going to resolve itself, or what did you think at the time? Is this spat kind of common amongst these people?
I figured, you know, I'm going to have to go out and talk to Terry.
It sure brings up, it's actually quite scary in hindsight, how much he brings up that he was spraying, I guess, the crops, spraying the fertilizer, which is interesting that he was actually speculatively emptying one of those tanks, right? That anhydrous ammonia tank. Oh my. And so that he could put Dee's body in it, where her body was hidden for over 3 years.
Back to work on Monday, this will all blow over and be gone. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna go in the house tonight, you know, I'm thinking this, I'm gonna go in the house tonight, I'm gonna get my ass chewed for something that I know nothing that went down. I'm gonna get chewed out because I didn't stick up for her with the Terry argument. So I know I'm gonna lose this battle already, even though she's 100% wrong. So I'm just gonna have to bite my tongue. She argued with Todd. I'm thinking, well, the last thing I need to do is have Todd quit too, because then we'll really be screwed. So I'm thinking, yeah, she's gonna argue, screaming out at me tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go talk to Terry, get him to come back to work, and same with Todd. And it's gonna be, well, it'll be tomorrow because that was Saturday. So Monday, I'd have to talk to him, get him back, and get it figured out. You know, her normal week, she'll be gone for a couple days, and she'll be back.
And at that time, thinking about Saturday, with how upset she was over this argument with her employees, essentially, Todd and Terry, what do you think her mindset was like?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know anymore what she was thinking.
Some of the statements you had made in the past were that you were concerned she was abusing her pills, and that she may be depressed. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think she was depressed. I think she was, well, you know, she was upset and depressed because she didn't know what she was going to do now because, you know, her best driver quit, Todd's driver quit, so now.
He makes it about the drivers quitting. She had literally told family and friends that she was going to sit down with him that night, the last night that she was ever seen alive. She even got a babysitter for their daughter, okay? The babysitter came pick the daughter up, and so they were going to be alone, one-on-one, and she was going to tell Dale, it's over. I want a divorce. It's amazing how he doesn't bring that up at all, hey? None of that. That would be too much of a red flag. I suppose. It's just like, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the drivers. She was fighting with drivers, and then they were quitting. And then let's talk about pills that she was taking and that she was depressed. Like, actually, she told you that night, well, that's what she told everyone her plan was, that she was going to sit there with him and tell him, I'm leaving you. Oh, my.
How's going to happen with the trucking company? She can't do it. That's why she was saying, we're done. Nothing else to me, I didn't know that a lot of this shit was going on.
Okay.
You know, because I'm still in planting corn or getting crops in mode because, you know, for April 25th, we're go day.
So is this a busy time of year in general?
Oh, that's the busiest time of the year.
Okay.
April 25th is when on a calendar, pretty much every year, I start planting corn on April 25th.
Okay. Barring
The detective is like, okay, yeah, this is a very busy day. Got to spray all them crops, all the land. Just got to empty out those tanks, huh?
Or whatever. Yeah, this is the day I started. Before this is too early. This is the day we start.
Okay. All right. And she come home on Saturday, and what happens then?
I come home on Saturday. I see she's at the house, and I call my son. He's still spraying fertilizer. So I go in the house to see Dee, and she's questioning me about, I asked her what's going on with Angelina. And she says Angelina's going over to my brother's house tonight. And I'm like, why? It's like 8 o'clock at night. Why is she going over there now? Because Amy called and she's going over there. I'm like, okay, if I gotta go to Tyler's and do chores, check the cattle, I'll just take Angelina with me. No, Amy's coming to get her. Okay. So I go over and the Tyler's, check the cattle, feed them, talk to them a few minutes about planting and stuff. I think I had anhydrous on over there, was doing it. Come back, come in the house, and it seems like I met Amy at the door. She was coming. I can't remember if Amy was there when I left or when I came back. But Amy was there. She didn't say nothing. She had Angelina left. I went in the house and tried talking to Dee, and she's all upset. And I says, okay. okay, sit down, we'll talk about things. She says, we're all done, we're all done. I was like, I know you told me this. Terry quit. I think, yeah, I heard. Terry quit, Todd's upset with me. And I says, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to just stay home and take care of Cora and the kids? What do you want to do? At first she tried starting a big fight. And that's when I tried to sit down talking to her. And then she got pissed. She says, you're using this counselor shit on me. And I'm just trying not to say anything cynical because it'll make it worse. And I'm like, no, honey, just sit down and talk it out and figure it out. And she's talking to me. She's still mad about Terry. She's going on and telling me how Terry's girlfriend did this or did that. I'm like, honey, it's Terry's business. It's not ours. You won't back me up on what I do. I says, honey, I can't back you up on something you're wrong. I can't. I can't tell Terry what to do with his own life. And I could see that she was starting to get a migraine because I'm over. You're here and she's looking over here talking, like she's talking to me. I says, you getting a migraine, ain't you? Yeah. I says, you can't see very good, can you? No. Did you eat? No. Did you eat anything today? No. I says, you have to eat. That's why you're getting a migraine. So I went over and got some stuff out of the fridge. I was going to start cooking. That's when she said, I got some breakfast burritos at Tecumseh. They had stinging or something set up. So she got those out. She got them and she started to cut it. And I think she cut her finger as she was doing it. I said, stop. I cut it, warmed it up. We ate some breakfast. She ate a little bit. I says, are you feeling any better? Yeah, and I could tell she wasn't because her face was sagging just a little bit. And her words were a little bit slurred. She said, I got to take one of my pills. So she went over to the counter, went through her pill vials and got one and took it. And we went in, sat down, we're talking, she's still eating. I says, you gotta drink something too, because you're getting dehydrated. That's why you're having this problem. And she's like, no, and she's just crying. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I said, just lay down, rest, we'll watch a movie. You know, that's what we did. We laid down and she just rubbed her back a little bit. She always wants me to
name the movie. What movie did you watch, huh? In this fake story? That are part truths of it, which are horrifying if you really think about it, right? Oh man, Rick said he's self-soothing with his self-hug, right? Thank you so much all for being here, watching this with me. I really appreciate that. Sure. Okay, so we've got, we had 54 minutes and the total compilation of everything that I put together here from the preliminary hearing of this police interview, these police interview snippets, it's an hour 25.
No pressure on her head to make it feel a little better. Rubbed her back, her neck, and she seemed to be getting better. She was talking a little bit, and I thought things were getting better. You know, we went to sleep, and I got up in the morning, she's there, and I just sneak out because, you know, she's been out struggling, and I went to work.
You had previously described...
He rubbed her back and neck, now knowing that she died from strangulation. Sure, that's scary, right? Yeah, Pernille's like, have a migraine? Watch a movie. Said literally no one ever. If anyone here has ever had those, I have those sometimes, they're horrible. Yeah, you're definitely not going to be watching a movie. And you also don't feel like eating. So, okay, Dale.
This is one of the worst arguments you had. Can you describe that to us?
It was one of the worst arguments that we've had in a way that she's never said we're all done, and I was confused at what she's talking about. And then after, you know, I get into it more, we're all done, and now a year and a half later, you know, she knew she couldn't cover the line anymore. You know, the money that she took, the stuff they'd done in the computer, the deleting stuff, they know it's all gonna be found now.
What? Oh wow, it's like a year and a half later, you can think about that now. Oh, we're all done. She just couldn't hide it anymore. And then blames her for all sorts of things. Wow.
The fact that she can't hide it.
You had previously stated that you gave her some medicine. Can you...
No, I never gave her any medicine.
Okay, any idea why you might have said that then?
Yeah, I don't recall saying that because she always got her own medicine though.
Okay. No idea why you might have been mistaken about a different day or something?
Maybe I went to take medicine out for her at the pharmacy.
Okay, that specific day or another time?
It would probably been another time.
Okay.
I didn't get anything for her that day.
Okay. So I want to be clear, you did not physically give her any medicine? The medicine she took, she obtained herself from wherever?
Yeah.
Okay. And you only saw her take, you saw her take
I didn't see
pill,
what
or?
she took.
Okay.
You know, living room's here, the medicine she's at in the counter, she went over there, got what she was doing downstairs.
You're referring to the counter with the wood over it, kind of by the dining room table?
The bar that's off to, you know, it's got the wine rack in it.
That, okay.
That covered.
You and I still get together on the phone over there? Okay.
Yeah, that covered right there is where she got all her medicine. Her medicine wasn't there, and the rest of the medicine, like for aspirins and normal household stuff, was all over in the kitchen.
Okay.
The cabinet over there. She kept all hers separate over there, so it was away from everything. But I was over by the kitchen part getting, you know, the food warmed up, and she said, I'm gonna get a pill or whatever she's getting. She went over there, got some out of the cupboard, took it, come back and sit down, give her the food she ate.
Okay. And then what time do you and her fall asleep?
Oh, God, I was thinking it was 11, 12, 5 probably. I was thinking it was later, but I think it was around 11, 12, 5.
Okay. Can you describe that?
Just lay down and sleep.
Where? Sorry.
In the living room.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically where
on the floor.
Okay. Is that common?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you sleep on the living room floor?
I sleep about every day.
Oh, really? Okay. Why is that?
We always do.
The detective, oh really? Why is that? How often do you sleep on the living room floor? Like, what is this story all about? And then he's actually laughing, saying often. Oh, wow.
In our old house, we always just lay in front of the TV and watch TV and lay down the floor and slept.
Okay. And you slept there all night, each of you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what time did you wake up?
It was around 6 o'clock.
And what's a normal morning for you? What do you, in great detail as you can tell me, what do you do when you wake up?
I get up, I'll get my clothes on, usually brush my teeth, grab my watch, my phone, get dressed, and take my blood pressure pill. I take one pill every morning, and I head out and off.
Okay, now that is in general, or that's what happened that Sunday morning?
That should have been happening today too. So
okay.
Every morning, get up.
And how long does that process take you?
10, 15. Well, that morning I think I went downstairs because Angelina, that's right, Angelina, I just put the transplants. We did up all. Remember seeing the transplants downstairs? Yeah, you guys weren't there.
What's a transplant? Sorry.
We started vegetables and trays.
Okay.
We had some trays downstairs, and I think the day before Angelina and I just put the seeds in. I think I went down that morning. I had to water before I left, so I ran downstairs to water the transplants. I probably went downstairs twice. Came to water down, watered the transplants, come up, got my stuff, my clothes on, and I went.
Okay, so I want to start over really slow. So you wake up, you're on the floor, and what's the first thing you do?
I'll get up and walk over, take my blood pressure pill, and start getting my clothes on because my uniforms are in the garage.
Okay.
So I'll get up, I'll go over, get a glass of water. I try to do it every morning. First thing I do is take my blood pressure pill. I forget. Get that out, take my bill, go in the garage, pick the uniforms up off the floor because the ones I took off the night before on the floor, pick them up. Came out the garage, get my new uniforms out, come in, put them on, go to the bedroom, brush my teeth, go back out, because I'll have to grab my phones and my watch. This is my routine I do every day.
Okay.
And then on the counter, I always make myself notes of what I need to do for the day. I don't have my paper, but that day I'm sure I had a note of where I was supposed to go spray and what I needed to do, so that I didn't forget anything. I ended up separating that corner before we talked on the phone. I went that quick. I went out the back door, got in the Kubota with the gator. Usually I make a circle around the back of the farm, and what I'm doing as I go out and I'm looking at the grass. There's a lot to do on the grass when I'm driving. I'll stick my hand out, my hands all wet. I know I put different stuff in the tank. If it's dry, I have to put so many different additives in. That's something I do. I'll drive around, get the sprayer started, I'll come back, I'll go get the JCB out of the barn. If I have a cooler for lunch, I'll run back in the house, grab it out of the walk-in, take it with me. And then I'll go out and start loading up the sprayer.
Do you typically shower in the morning? No? You shower in the evening, I presume?
Usually at night before I go to bed.
Okay. So, I want to make sure I'm clear. You wake up, take a blood pressure pill, grab your clothes grab a glass of water, grab your clothes in the garage, come into the bedroom, maybe the bathroom, brush your teeth, and or get dressed.
I get dressed out in the room, or out in the kitchen for me.
Okay, get dressed and we're just in the house because it's irrelevant. And then you grab your phone and your watch, and then do you eat any breakfast in the morning, or are you ready to leave?
No, I'm ready to leave. I don't eat breakfast.
Okay, so specifically on that Sunday morning, what happens from that? You're dressed, you take your blood pressure pill, you have your phone or your watch. What do you do next?
If I haven't brushed my teeth and got my phone, I'll go out the door and I gotta go check the dogs.
Which, I know you got a bunch of doors back there. Which door is common for you?
Oh shit, I go whichever one I'm closest to, it don't matter.
Okay.
So sometimes I go out the back side of the door, sometimes I go, usually I try to go out through the garage.
Okay.
Or the laundry room. I mean, it just, wherever I park the Kubota, or where, you know, if I've got to feed the dogs, first thing I'll go through the garage because I got to grab two cans of dog food. Or if I don't have any dog food, I got to go out to the shop to get it and take it. So I mean, just.
Okay. And I apologize. So you leave out through whatever door, and what's the first thing you do?
First thing I'll do is I'll go, right now I let the dogs out, feed them, then I'll get in the Kubota. That day I think I drove around and see if there's any dew on it. When I'll start the sprayer up, check the oil stuff on it. Then hopefully I remember to take my fucking list that was on the counter. If I don't, I gotta go grab the list. I'm gonna spray to see what chemistry I gotta put in, where you gotta go.
Okay.
So that day, I had to finish the weed from Leroy's was on my list.
And how many acres is Leroy's? How many did you spray?
Zimmy says, I'm really glad they found her. Me too. I mean, she was last seen April 24th of 2021, and they found her body in August of 2024. Shame. Her poor family, thinking, well, will they ever find her? It must have been absolutely horrifying to just think, imagine if they never found her. That is so sad. So I'm so glad that they did as well. She was wrapped in a tarp and she was put in one of these anhydrous ammonia tanks, which usually holds fertilizer. So it's weird that he talks so much about the spraying of the fertilizer. Yeah. So yeah, he was pretty confident. I'm speculating, but it seems to me he was pretty confident that they'd never find her there. So she's pretty much entombed in this tank that he had re-welded shut, gave it a fresh coat of paint, put his logo on and phone number of his business, and it was just sitting there in a barn 4 miles away from home.
I have to look at my book to sure, but I think it was 110. It took me more time to get around and get down there than it did in the field.
Okay. How long does 10 acres only take you?
10 minutes.
Okay.
It takes me longer to unfold and drive there. But Leroy's is down, I drive it into the wheat, we come back. It seems like I had a flusher in, so I got to go out of the barn 3 times with water, pull them back, unload, spray through the room, for instance, moved out 3 times. I go back in, look and see if I got to have any other chemistry, then I'll take either the loader or the JCB or the Kubota, the front buildings where we keep the chemicals in the barn. I keep some back where I load, but all the small stuff that's in.
Yes, chemicals in the barn.
Little jugs or little things we keep up by the office, so if somebody shows up to buy some, we just the girls can go by the barn and just get a jug outside and come out to the barn.
Okay.
So I'll go up there and get what I need for all my jobs, put them in the back of the Kubota, drive back to the barn, or if it's more than within the Kubota, I'll take the JCB up there and forklift and bring them a pallet out. So that morning I think I made 2 or 3 trips with the Kubota, getting different jugs because different batches of wood. Okay. It's all on my sheet. I write everything down on my sheets.
Okay.
So my log sheets, I mean, if you ask what time I went to Leroy's, I mean, we can go get my sheet and it tells what time I loaded the barn, what time I got to Leroy's, and when I'm back, because I'm loading the next one up. I write down the gallons and everything and put the tank in the barn. And then when I do it in the sprayer, I write down the sprayer when I leave the field. I try to write down, the acres I did it, and whose name it is. So I'm trying to double up so I don't miss anything.
Right.
From spring. So then I've got those 2.
Okay. So you walk in the house, you go to feed the dogs, and what's the next thing you do?
I got in the Kubota and drove her out to the sprayer.
And you gotta talk cities to me. When you say Kubota, what are you referring to?
The 4-wheel little, what would you call it, a little ATV.
Okay. Like a side-by-side with a cargo area?
Yeah, it's
okay. And where is that normally parked?
It's usually parked out by the dogs or right behind the garage.
Okay.
And depends on where it is when you leave it at night.
And you get in that, and where do you go from there?
That morning I would have drove around, because I was spraying weed, I would have drove around the boundary of the farm. And I stick my hand out when the grass is up, so I'll feel the grass to see if there's dew on it or what it is.
Okay, and then what?
Then I go to the sprayer. And I'll check the oil, started it up, so it's warming up, building air.
Okay.
And that's when I'll look at my list of what I've got to load.
Okay, and what happened from there?
I loaded up and went to Leroy's, sprayed that, and I come back, and I had to rinse out, I loaded up again, went up to Brooks, sprayed that.
Okay.
And then I loaded up enough to do, I loaded up a 100-acre batch, so I had enough to do mine. And then I went up and did the valves that I had sprayer in Brooklyn.
Okay. And can you describe to us what you did with the JCB that morning?
I would have pulled up, that was, I pulled it out of the barn, I pulled it around by the house. Oh, I think it was used just for trash that day. And no, I had to put the forks on when I pulled out back, and I had to move, there was a pallet that I had to move ammonium sulfate into the barn, I think it was.
Okay.
But usually I use the bucket, I'm dumping 2.5 gallon jugs, so all that trash goes in the bucket, I take it out to the burn pile.
Okay. You said you pulled it up to the house, can you describe that to us?
I think I pulled up behind the house. I think I had to run in and grab my damn sheet, my load sheet. I don't remember for sure. But I know I took the Kubota around. It was out. The dry sprayer was started. And I got the JCB, the loader, pulled around by the house. And I run in and I had to grab something out of the house. And I run back out, got the loader, back out. Okay. Put the forks on it.
And what did you see in the house when you had run back in there with the JCB?
Didn't see anything within the house. He was still sleeping.
Okay, she's still asleep. And at this point, this seems like a silly question. Was anyone else on the property or in the house?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And she's still caught about.
Okay, we've got 20 minutes left. A lot of people are asking, and I also asked yesterday, how did they know to check the tanks? It was Dee Warner's brother and nephew that actually remembered some strange things. It wasn't strange at the time, but then in hindsight, they're like, actually, that was a little strange, you know, and they told the police about it, and they said to the police, we think you should check in that barn, you should check the tanks. And they did. It must have sounded like quite a crazy thing at the time, like check there, but when they checked there, they found Dee's body in one of them. So Greg Hardy is Dee Warner's brother, and they said, just a summary here quickly, a pivotal moment came when Hardy, reflecting on the case with police in the summer of 2024, recalled an unusual detail from shortly after Dee's disappearance in April of 2021. He remembered seeing Dale sanding and painting an old anhydrous ammonia tank in the sprayer barn at their Munger Road residence, an activity that Hardy found odd because Dale typically delegated such tasks to employees, and the tank appeared worthless. This memory was jogged during a recent conversation with investigators who mentioned that they had video evidence of Dale moving welding equipment into the barn around that time. Hardy suggested to police that Dale may have cut open the tank, replaced Dee's body inside, welded it shut, and refinished it to conceal her body in it. This tip was reported to the police. The police were obviously, I mean, it was like over 3 years, 3.5 years, they hadn't found Dee's body. So Dale was already in jail, of course, so that we know. And so they got the search warrants they needed to search that barn, to search those tanks. And lo and behold, they found Dee's body in that one that they were referring to that said also do not use on the side, and that was all freshly painted and welded shut.
6:30.
That was my next question. How long had it been? Okay.
It's about 6:30 probably when I finally get to that point. I mean, maybe close 6:37. I mean, you got time running around, moving, had to start the sprayer up. You know, when it's running, I'm getting chemical out, can go grab the other loader, pull it out there, move the pallet with forks.
Okay. Get that, yeah. This is going to help me, if you guys about farm talk. When you say you leave the house, you go and just show me, I think I know, but show me where the dogs are.
Over here.
Okay, and then you jump in the Kubota?
Well, usually sitting over here by the house.
Okay.
I jumped in the back there and pulled it on this way. I usually drive around through here, feel the grass.
That was going to ask you which field you're referring to.
I usually come around through here to get to the grass.
Okay.
In the morning, or I come around through here or whatever to see how wet it is.
Okay. And is that common for the farmers to check the grass each morning, or that's just part of what you do so you know what you got to do?
This for me, that's my routine.
Okay. Okay. And then where was the sprayer parked?
Sprayer being a little bar.
Okay. And you start it and leave it there while you're loading everything else up? You said it builds up air? Is that so, like a little air to spray?
Well, suspension. Suspension goes up
Bill's area.
Ah, when you started, okay. And where was the JCB parked?
JCB's inside the barn here.
Okay. And you said you pulled up to the house. Can you show me?
We pulled out here and pulled around this way and pulled up over here. Went to grab what I need in the house, come back down, went back down through and out here. Get stuff out of the barn. Moved over here.
Okay. Do you mind if I make some notes on here with you? Is that okay?
That's fine.
So you said this is the Kubota?
Yep.
Could you just draw an X where the Kubota was?
I think the Kubota's in here.
You got a better pen there, Parker? If you scribble out, it might work.
It's unbelievable how much he talks about the barn and the sprayer and all of that when this was December 2022. And they only were able to get the search warrants and everything and actually get that tip in the summer of 2024 to then check that barn and check those tanks in August of 2024. So even after this, even during this interview, it's like he's saying things that now in hindsight, we're like, oh my word, he's talking about all these things. But it still took almost 2 years to look in those tanks, especially the one that said, do not use, right? Do not use this one. Yeah, that was a bit of a red flag there, obviously, in hindsight. And they found her body in there.
We're failing on all fronts here, Parker.
Maybe it's the paper. It's the paper thing, kind of.
There we go. And then, where is the, if you can mark the sprayer, is it not on this paper, that mark?
It's on the paper. It's
okay.
Marked over here.
And where's the JCB parked in the morning?
JCB's in here.
And then could you just draw an X on there for me, just to make sure I understand? Different people call the buildings different things, so I want to make sure. Okay. What do they call the dry barn? What is that?
This is the dry fertilizer barn.
Oh, okay. And then there's a wet barn? Does that make sense?
The low barn over here.
See, that's what I mean.
Good people. See, because all the diagonal tanks are here.
Okay. And then you pull out of the JCB, and can you show me where you parked it behind the house?
Now I pulled up here.
Okay. Can you mark that for me?
I pulled up right about here.
Okay. And then where do you go from there?
Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
Then I'll come back out through here, get stuff out of the barns, take it in here, get stuff out here.
Okay. And then what happens after that? You drive the JCB over there, and you're here in the JCB, and then what happens?
I go in the sprayer and go spray.
Okay. And when you, how many minutes do you think from when you were in the house to when you got over here and left in the sprayer, how many minutes is that, if you had to guess, that Sunday morning?
Before I left with the sprayer?
Correct.
Boy, I think in my book, tell me when I was looking what time.
If you had to guess, do you think is this an hour long process?
This is an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay. And I don't.
Don't you think it's also very, I'm speculating again, premeditated? Because I don't know if he would just come up with that on the fly. He must have thought about it for a while, you know, to have that plan. Because Dee Warner's brother and nephew had actually seen him being a little weird around those tanks in the days after her disappearance, right? So just thinking about that, I don't know if he would just come up with that on the fly. He would have had to think about that a little bit.
I'm trying to remember if I had to rinse before I loaded the weed spray out, or if I rinsed. I don't remember the other than my book, but I had to. You got copies of what I had in my book?
Not with me, no. I don't believe so.
See, because I keep that book in there on the shelf, so if I spray for atrazine, say, with it yesterday, now I'm going out there and I got spray weed, I'll look at that book, I had atrazine in there, oh fuck, I cannot spray weed with atrazine.
I see.
So now I'm going to rinse out, so now I got to rinse
Those
out.
are the papers that you gave me.
Yeah.
We were out there one day.
Yeah. They would have ran over the Hummer.
Yeah, that wasn't
See, that's what his nickname is now? Hummer. Oh, really?
Yeah, the conservator took it. They won't let me have it to fix it. That's a whole other story, but no. I mean, without looking at the book, I can't tell you if I had to come off a rinse. If I had to rinse, it'd be an hour. If I didn't rinse off, I'm probably looking at half an hour, 45 minutes. I might get all the chemicals. The sprayer's in here. JCB's here. I come up here, got some stuff out of the building in front here. Took back. Measured it out because it's in ounces, so it's a little bottle, so you gotta really measure the shit out, right? Sprayer it out and pull it out.
Okay.
I mean, it should be on the camera too, because the camera on the corner of the barn will show you pulling it out.
And specifically with the JCB, I think this is the most question I have to ask that's out there. So the Justice for Dee crew, I shouldn't say that. At the time, I think the adult children, perhaps Parker, had seen the JCB tracks, and that's why they had asked your wife to pull up to the house. Is that accurate?
They didn't ask me, no. They asked me?
Correct.
They didn't ask me when I pulled up to the house.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was understanding, because the JCB tracks were where the Hummer was parked. Is that news to you?
News to me, the Hummer was parked out front.
Yeah, so...
Then I pulled the Hummer back around behind the house later that day, and I pulled it up next to the grass where I always park it.
Okay, we've got about 15 minutes left, 14 minutes or so. Remember in the initial stages of this case when Dee Warner was reported missing, and along the way we'd been discussing this case. There's a playlist for it if you want to see the previous coverage. But they said that Dale was refusing to let the police search one of his barns, and said that the cadaver dogs would like die instantly because of a certain type of fertilizer that he put there. I think everyone assumed it was a barn on, like there by the house, but it could have actually been this barn where the tank was in there, right? And the police didn't have enough probable cause at the time to actually get a search warrant to actually just go in there and search that. Obviously later when he was arrested and charged with Dee's murder, even though they hadn't found a body based on other evidence that they had found, yeah, eventually they had enough probable cause to go to that barn and look in those tanks, and there they found her body, right? So, wow.
Right. So when they had seen the Hummer, you already moved back to the house, and the JCB tracks were underneath it.
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Probably.
And that's from when you pulled up to the house?
Yeah.
Okay. And the JCB?
Yeah, the JCB I pulled up there. The Hummer was out front. I never leave anything out front because I don't want somebody messing with me. Leave the keys and everything.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I jumped in the Hummer, pulled back around the house, and I pulled it over next to the grass and parked it.
In the normal spot, essentially?
Well, normal spot's in the garage, but we've been parking it outside because I think she had something else in the garage with her caddy, or she parked in the middle with her caddy. So I just pulled it over next to the grass, so it's out of the way, because the rest of the area there is where the rest of us park. I mean, I park my pickups there, Jared, or whoever pulls in, that's where they park.
Okay. So you got the JCB, pulled back up to the house because you forgot your sheet or something, and you get back in it and you go back to the barn to load the sprayer. And when you're in the house, she's sleeping. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. So how did the Hummer get from behind the house to the office?
I don't know. You that morning?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was there when I came back. That's where Kellen let me see it out front.
Okay. Where was it when you left?
When I left, it was out my house. I think. Was it out front? I don't remember.
Okay.
Seeing the Hummer. I mean, it's blocked. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I do remember driving it from the front of the office and parking it back behind the house because we never leave anything on my road.
Okay. So it was behind the house when you left?
I don't remember. I mean,
okay.
Well, I guess easier when you left to go to Brooks or whatever. Was it parked in front of it?
I don't remember seeing it up there. I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember it sitting up there. It's one of those things I didn't look that way. I mean, I can tell you where a piece of farm machinery is. I can't tell you where the Hummer's at. It's just not something that I'm paying attention to, I guess.
Okay. So then you get in a sprayer, you go into Leroy's, and you spray, you said, remind me, how many acres? Is it 10?
I think it was 10.
10 acres?
I mean, if you look at the book, that.
Okay. And you come back, and then what happens?
I think I had to flush out to go to the next spray job. So then I would probably jumped in the commode again and pulled out front, or if I had enough, I don't remember if I had to kind of string the barn or not.
Okay.
I had to load it up. If I had to rinse out, I'd pull it back 3 times and rinse it out, pull back in, load it, went to the next job.
And the next job, remind me, I'm sorry, you were going to, was it towards Brooklyn?
It was on Brooks.
On Brooks, I'm sorry, okay. And then where do you go from there?
Then I went to Brooklyn.
Okay. And then what happens then?
That's when Stephanie called me and asked me where he was at.
Okay. And what do you do after that?
I headed back to the house when he got spraying.
Okay. And who's there when you get home?
The kids were there.
The kids meeting, I'm sorry.
It was then Zach, Cal. I think that was it, just Zach, Raquel, and Dustin.
Zach and Raquel actually testified at the preliminary hearing, so if you want to check it out sometime, it says, if you just type in YouTube, Dale Warner preliminary hearing, you should find all 4 days, and some of the channels, like I think it's WTOL 11, split up the testimonies into separate videos as well, if you do want to see that.
TJ was there, very angry.
Okay. And you said they're in the office, and what are they doing?
They're going through the computers, looking for the security tapes or cameras.
Okay.
Which I was dumbfounded they even had the codes to get into it.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
And when you access the cameras, what were you looking for?
I never accessed them in the office. I didn't have the code to get into it.
Yeah, when you did access the cameras, what were you looking for? I know it's a silly question, but...
I was looking to see, what was going on that morning or wherever they moved. And I didn't look at anything other than when Zach was there because they had me locked out. I couldn't get into it.
Okay, well, there's actually no doubt you accessed the cameras that morning. I'm just asking you what you were looking for. It's a silly... We're trying to move the sheriff's department, so we just need you to explain everything, as silly as it sounds,
I mean, they were looking to see what cars were buying with a big deal.
Okay, and that's what you did when you accessed them?
I didn't access them. Zach already had them on the screen.
Dale, we promised to be honest with each other.
I did look.
Just listen, there's absolutely no doubt you accessed the cameras. If you were just looking for your wife, then just say you're just looking for your wife.
I was looking for my wife, but I didn't access the security cameras that morning.
You have access to them on your phone, correct?
Yes, if it'll work, and it would not work.
Okay, so when you tried to access the cameras, what were you doing?
I was looking to see who was in the office, if Dee was on the cameras.
Okay, so it's just looking for Dee, that's all I was trying to get to.
Yeah, looking for Dee, see where she's at, but I already figured she's at Zach's house, but.
Okay, and that's specifically from your phone, that's what you're attempting to do, right?
Right.
Okay, and is that, I think it's called milestone?
Mm-hmm.
Milestone? Is that an act you typically have problems with? I'm not familiar with it, is it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay. What are you supposed to be able to do from the app?
You're supposed to be able to see the cameras and see what's going on all the cameras.
Okay. And how often would you try to use it?
I would try to look at it on and off. Every other day or once a week or something, I'd look at it.
And what percentage of the time do you think it works?
Maybe 5–10%.
It's not too good of a trick, right?
No, I mean, if you're in the office and you want to look at the camera system when you're in the office, it'll work. If you're in the house, it'll work. If you're anywhere else, it don't work.
Okay.
Because you got internet access, I guess. But with your phone, you shouldn't have to, and it don't work.
And do you have any other issues with your phone, or specifically with that app? Do you think it's the application itself?
I don't know. Your phone's always got a glitch in it. A lot of stuff don't work.
But by and large, it's this application that gives you issues. Okay. Do you pretty much carry your phone with you at all times?
Most of the time.
Okay. Specifically that Sunday, you had your phone with you all day?
I'm pretty sure I had it with me all day.
Okay.
The only time you don't is if you drop it somewhere or you're backtracking trying to find it.
Yeah, you and me both. And that Sunday, do you remember about what time Stephanie called you to ask where Dee was?
I was thinking it was around 9 o'clock or 9:30.
Okay. And until that point, as far as you knew, she was at home, right? Okay.
I think I texted her telling her about spraying so that she knew where I was at.
Okay. But until then, things are normal. You don't know any different, right? Essentially. Okay. And then, what were you doing? Why did you access the Cadillac that morning? What did you want the Cadillac for in the garage?
Access the Cadillac for. I don't remember getting the Cadillac that morning.
You guys are all pointing out how very relaxed he is, just sitting there, probably thinking you'll never find her, right? Mysterious Stranger says, love your content. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Heather, whatever, for the sticker as well. Pernille says, legs stretched all the way to the door. Yes, yes, indeed.
Access the Cadillac. Do you have any idea why you would have done that?
No. I didn't get in the Cadillac that morning. What would I get in it for?
I'm not
Unless
sure.
there was something there that I had to get out of the car.
I'm not sure.
If I opened the door, I got it out, but I didn't. I only got it in for anything. She's got the key. I don't even have the key.
I'm not saying you drove it. I'm just saying you accessed it for some reason. You don't recall why.
I don't access it mean I got in it, you mean? I look at it on my app on my phone.
I'm not certain what you did physically with the vehicle, but you had access to the car.
No, because I probably looked on my phone to see where it was at.
Okay.
That would be accessing it.
Okay. I'm not familiar with what you can do with that.
I sit down and start button on my phone that tells me where it's at.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, tell us about that. I'm not familiar with that.
And just the OnStar. I mean, you got the OnStar app on your phone. You can start your car. You can lock it and do it with your phone.
Oh, okay.
I just look and hit the button and tell me where the car's at. It's in the garage.
Okay. And for what purpose were you doing that morning?
Well, they told me Mom's not there. I'm going to see if the car's there.
Okay, so you would have accessed that app and it tells you where the car is, and that's why you would have done it to see where she was.
Yeah, see if the car's home. Well, she gotta be home.
Okay. And what about when you tried to locate her iPhone? For what purpose was that?
Let's see where she's at.
Same thing.
I think everybody was trying to find her iPhone.
Okay. Okay. And it had been described to us that when things weren't comfortable between the two of you, she didn't like you knowing where she was. Did she know you had access to those things at the time?
I think so.
Was that ever a point of contention in recent times? You know, overall there had been disagreements about that. What about leading up to this incident?
No.
Quick pause. Heather, whatever, said he's sliding down, wishing he could hide under the table, in my opinion. And Elizabeth says, I don't think he's relaxed. He's barely moved throughout this interview. I think he's locked down and probably beginning to hurt from being tense. You're probably right. He's just trying to look very chilled. And just like, oh, okay, what are you asking now? Like, just pretending. He's so relaxed. But this is a tense situation. I mean, there's 3 police officers. Well, I guess, I don't know if this is his attorney. This could be his attorney. But look at this intense interview, and he's just like trying to be laid back, right?
Okay, right. I mean, she knew where I was at. I mean, she could access my phone.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of safety. If she can't get a hold of me, she can find my phone and see where I'm at from her. You know, if you go, same with her, you can find her.
Okay. Do you have any more questions on Sunday?
And that's where they ended that in the preliminary hearing. So as we know, there's obviously more. And I think there's more police interviews as well that we haven't yet gotten to see publicly. So this would now be, let me just move my logo here quickly. They said this is from the 25th of April of 2021. So the next day after Dee had been murdered, the next morning. And just showing his activity. Sure, he was very busy there on his property. We have about 4 minutes of this and then we're done. He drove that all the way up to their house. Like to the front steps. You can see they've sped it up as well. All the background noise is obviously from the courtroom. These cameras can actually see quite a bit. After him saying they don't see much, right? But he was very busy that morning. About a minute left of footage. Sorry. I clicked the button. Sorry. It's not map time. Look at him go. And that's the end of the footage that we have so far. So I'm sure we'll see more at some point. Also, somebody was asking, did they ever find her phone? In the preliminary hearing, the lead detective testified quite a bit in between all this footage that they showed. So if you've never seen it, I would recommend checking it out. He did say that they didn't ever find her physical phone, but they found data from her phone. So I don't know if it was like her SIM card put in another phone or something like that, but they didn't find her phone. And I also wonder about all those other, like the curling iron and things that he said was missing, right? Yeah. Joanna's like, oh, gee, map time song. Yeah, people were getting ready for map time. We are not about to do map time right now. We've done it before. If you want to see map time, in this case, it is, of course, on the playlist. Thank you for watching that with me. I do find it very interesting. In fact, I find the whole preliminary hearing very interesting. And of course, maybe we can watch all of that at some point closer to the trial. The trial is set for September 2nd. Let me just triple check this date here. Hold on one second. It was from yesterday's updates, of course. The son was arrested, as we know from yesterday. And yeah, I think his trial is set, obviously put it in pencil, but from September 2nd all the way to run to October 14th of 2025. That's going to be a long trial. We're going to have to drink a lot of coffee together and focus, okay? And I look forward to seeing justice for Dee Warner, right? I really hope that there will be, and I think that I think the state's case was already very strong, and that was a no body case. Now they have found her body, so that's incredible. So now really, I don't know what chance he really has. He might as well actually plead guilty. Right? Anywho, thank you so much, everyone. I will see you again very soon. I have another video coming out soon again about a different case, one that we've been following as well. So if you see a video popping up, I don't know when it is, later or tomorrow, then you just know, yeah, that's what it is. And if there's any other news, I'll let you know. So thank you, everyone. You guys are all saying, did we hit 400K? I don't know what you're going on about. Not yet. My birthday is on March 9th, and I was saying on Patreon that maybe by then. But right now, no. We still need to hit 399K. So subscribe if you haven't yet. And then I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, everyone.